How we doing today, folks? TLP here, aka the Booger Picker. Why the Booger Picker? Because more often than not, I get the Booger Picks as opposed to the Clickety Clicks. But what I have for you today is a world premiere video. It's going to be an open and a pick on camera. This is the first time I've ever done this. So, we may get Clickety Clicks, we may get the Boogery Pick. Hence what this is for, if we get the Booger Picks. Okay. This is one of the things I ordered the other day and it came in. I'm still waiting on one of them. This should be two American 1100s. What it should be. Okay. And these, I got these. They were relatively cheap off of eBay. Apparently, this person owned an old family store, I guess you would say. And they had, the store's closed down and they since they're trying to liquidate their inventory. And they've got American locks. And they were relatively cheap. So I ordered one of each. Let's see. This one says 1107 red. I'm not sure. Here, if we can see this. Is it going to focus? Most likely. Focus. Focus. I have to tell myself that. Not only the camera, but myself that all the time. Does anybody know what the ZT in this model number, I guess you'd say? Does anybody know what that is? If you do, put it in the link below. Always trying to learn. I'm always trying to learn. Like I've said in my past videos, I know, by no means claim to know everything. And I'll tell you the first one. Yeah, I may be a green belt picker on paper, but in fact, I'm just simply the Booger Picker. This one, I know that's probably hard to make out. It looks like it says 1106B, which this is supposed to be a blue one. So let's check it out. This one's supposed to have like safety only, laser engraved on the actual lock. Now, I want to say there's both, well, maybe one key. I was going to say I thought they both had two keys. Yeah, you can tell it's got a little wear on it. That ain't no big deal, though. As long as it works, I'm fine with it. But let's see. Let's check out the bidding. Here, oh, where's my thing at? Here we go. Right here. Let's check out the bidding on that key. Is it going to focus? Here, we'll throw that up there, too. It says 1105. Maybe not the easiest to see on camera, but it's got a little wear on it. No big deal, though, right? Man, these are locks. But that bidding right there, that might not be the best bidding. But anyway, there we go. There's that one. Let's see. Yep, everything seems to be in working order with that one. Alright, so let's lay this one off to the side over here. And then we're going to look at the other one. This one is supposed to be blue, obviously. Let's see how many keys. Yeah, this one's got two keys. So this is the first blue and red one I've got. This just says 1100 or 1105 on it. If I can get that, there we go. We'll lay it up here so everybody can see it. American lock blue. This is the first blue and the first red American lock I've got. And like I said, the person was selling them on eBay for a relatively cheap price. So I assume they have quite a few. And if I'm not mistaken, they had, you know, what do you call it? How would you describe it? Quantity discounts, meaning if you bought two, it was a little bit cheaper. If you bought three, it was a little bit cheaper. And if you bought four, you know, I think that was the lowest discount they would go. But it was fairly cheap. So, you know, I'll put the description to both the blue and the red one. You know, not the description, the link to where I got them off of eBay, if anybody's interested. But yeah, that bitting, we can see that. Yeah, that looks a little safer. I think I'll try to pick this one. Like I said, I just recently made Greenbelt, and I'm kind of embarrassed, but hey, like I say, I'm the booger picker, and I'm here to learn from others, and hopefully somebody learns something from me. My video, I put it here on YouTube. I filmed it for the dual purpose of submitting it for the Greenbelt and to put it on YouTube. And, I figured it out. I didn't do the exact calculation, but it took me about 7.5 minutes to pick that Abus 7240. And that lock boogered me up for a long time. But I sat down since then, and I'm not going to say I have that one wired, but I can pick it a lot better. It's obviously got security pins just like these Americans do. I've got another American 1100 that I can pick. I'm getting pretty proficient at picking it, hence why I'm going to attempt to get the Clickety Clicks out of this. Hopefully not a booger pick. Now, I'll say this, the Abus and the other American lock I have they both have security pins, obviously, but they're spool pins. And I've been trying to learn about the spool pins and the feedback they give and how to respond to that feedback. It's all great fine and dandy. You go, oh, it's got a spool pin. But if you don't know how to react to it, you'll never get the lock open. Well, I ain't going to say never, but you'll struggle trying to get the lock open. And I've since dug into this, and I've sat for, no exaggeration, for hours picking those two locks over and over and over. I mean, I have literally started getting a little callus on the tip of my finger from holding that pick in my hand. But I've gotten better. So I feel confident enough to at least attempt this on camera. Like I said, it's going to be the first time I've ever done this. I will say this, speaking of security pins and spool pins, I've got another lock. I'll show you here. I got this one off of eBay also. It's a 5200, and I can't get this one open. It's been in my booger bucket ever since I got it about 2 weeks ago. And I have gutted it and taken it apart, and it's got serrated pins. And once I saw that, I was, oh, well, maybe that's why I can't get it open. So now that I ain't going to say mastered, but I'm fairly proficient, I will say, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not putting my foot in my mouth with security pins, with spool pins, hence why I'm going to attempt this. I've been reading and watching videos on how to respond to serrated pins and the attempts of being able to open this one, because I haven't opened it yet, or I haven't picked it yet, I should say. I've opened it quite a few times, hence what the key's for, but I haven't been able to pick it. All right, so with that said, we're going to attempt this here. Did I do this? Let's make sure this one works. I don't remember if I did this or not. Yeah, that one's a good looking lock. It doesn't look like it's been. That may be why this one's only got one key. It looks like it's got a little grime or something on it. It doesn't matter though. Okay, let's set this up. Now, like I said in my last video, I don't want anybody to make fun of my vices. This is what I've got. I don't have the money to be spending on all these fancy vices like a lot of people have. I do want one, though. Hey, I one of them Panavice non-vacuum, not the vacuum ones. And I've seen those, and I was like, oh, that'd be great if I can vacuum it down to my surface here. But like everybody else got the vices, the Panavice and the tilt and all that with the big wide base and whatever. But I don't have one of those. I've got a couple of vices that I've been using, and I think I've settled on this setup, which I'll show you. I'll give you a little viewing of this. Let me bring this over. It's a simple like table vise, with the clamp on the bottom that you would mount to the edge of the desk or something. And I used it for a while, but it's kind of hard to get this on when it's mounted to the edge. My edge of my desk is probably about 3 inches back right here. And to get the camera to tilt there, it's not very... For those who make YouTube videos, you know, camera, position of camera and lighting and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not the best at it. But this is what I got set up going on right now. And I've got it mounted to this old miter box. And the miter box is actually deep enough and wide enough that I could get the clamp part in there. And this will spin all the way around without having to back and forth the handle to tighten it up. I can spin it just like it is. And what I like is I can grab it just like this and pick it up and carry it. Because I'll take it from out here in the Booger bunker, my shop, to inside. And inside, you know, to pick. And it's got, you know, the bottom of the box or whatever. I'll show you. This right here's something else I got off. I see somebody suggest this on a 7-year-old post in the subreddit thread. This little doodad right here, if I can find the link again, I'll share the link to this. It's basically for punches, you know, bungee or whatever, and the overflap. But they took pictures of it or whatever on there, and they were like, "It's perfect for lock picks." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it is." And it's what I've got in here. So all that said, I carry this inside, you know, when I sit down some days, and, you know, very little TV I do watch. I'll carry all this in there, and I'll sit it down on the table in front of me, and I'll pick. Okay, now with all that said, let's mount this guy up. We're going to wrap it up. Let's see. That way it'll stay in this vise, and we don't scratch it up any more than need be. Let's tilt this thing up so we can see it. I know it's, uh-oh, hang on. Let's do that again. Uh-oh. Come on, get in there. There we go. We're going to tilt this up so hopefully it can be seen on camera. I'm going to tilt this. I'm going to try to zoom in just a little bit. Let's not zoom in too far because I've got something I'm going to do. Okay, like I said, cinch that thing down. And we are going to, let's see, I'll start off. That's not the one I want. Where's the one I want? Right here. This is the one I want. I'll start off with Sparrow's High Reach. That worked very well with the last 1100 I used. Now I don't know if this one will work with this one or not, being the keyway, but we're gonna find out. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 25-100. It's 25-100s, but it's a High Reach. Now I've also got the Sparrow's, the heavy bars. Is the one I used on the last one. Let's see. One of these right here. Yeah, this right here. Let's see if we can get that in that keyway. If it'll go in there. Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay, now this is what I'm gonna do. Since this is gonna be a first attempt, I'm gonna give myself 15 minutes. At 15 minutes, I've either got the Clickety Clicks or we're gonna call it a Booger Pick. And don't forget, we got this over here in case it's a Booger Pick. So, stay tuned. Alright, let's get this timer going. I'm going to set this timer and make sure y'all can see this. It's the first time I ever tried to do this setup all on camera like this. And we're going to see if we can't do this. Now, I'm not like some of them. I don't claim to be good. I'm going to look at this key and see what I got going on. Oh, yeah. It's got the bidding right here in the back if you can make it out. It says 35755, and just by looking at the actual bidding of the key itself, that looks to be what it is. 35755. Okay, so it's gonna be that number 3 pin is gonna be the long one. Okay, let's just see if we can get this going. Now I'm gonna start this timer and I'm gonna just walk through this and just talk. May get it open, may not. You never know. Like I say, I'm the booger picker because I booger pick more than I clickety click. But we're gonna start this timer. First thing I'm gonna do, like I do any lock, we're gonna reach in there and we're gonna see if this. Yeah, seems like I'm gonna be able to rock off the bottom of the keyway to get up in there. Even though there's some warding in there, yeah, that pick's gonna go through it. And plus, even though it looks on the outside, you gotta remember the holes that have been drilled into it for the pins. You can usually, it basically makes that pericentric keyway null and void on many of these locks. Even on the outside, it looks like it's there. It's not. Okay, so let's reach up in there and feel. Now, if this thing's got serrated pins in it, I probably ain't going to be able to do this. Now, I know them two other American locks that I picked, the key pins in those are serrated, but the driver pins, one's spooled and one's serrated. So, we're going to start here. Let me get this in here. All right, we see the timer down there counting down. I know it's not in the best focus, but it's down there. Okay. Let's go here. Let me turn this just a little bit so I can get it and get my hands down in here. Let's reach in here. Let me adjust my body too. Okay. We'll start off with light tension, medium tension maybe. Light to medium. I'm not going to dog down on this tension wrench. Okay, let's reach in there and see what we got going on. Okay, just with that little bit of light tension, I feel it feels like, I'll be honest with you, man, it feels like is that pin 5 back in the back? I can't quite tell if I'm on number 5 or not. Yeah. Okay, number 5 feels a little springy. Number 4 feels like it's binding. And there's that long one. I can feel that. It feels like it's binding also. So that's what gets me is you reach in there and, you know, in the beginning you're like, there's supposed to be one binding pin. And you're like, no, there's actually 3 or 4 that feel like they're binding. And that's been throwing me off. That one right there's got some spring in it. So does that one. Is that number 1 that I'm on? That's what I'm thinking that is. Yeah, that was number 1. Okay, so let's go back in the back. See, it's like me. I like to start at the back. If I can get my pin all the way back in there, I'll start in the back. Okay, that feels like number, let's see, 5. Okay, let's just go back here and let's just see what happens. I believe that's number 5, and it feels like it's binding. Here we go. All right, there's a click. Okay, here's number 4. It should be. Yeah, that sounded pretty good right there. Okay, there's the long one. That should be. I think that's number 3. Is that? Yeah, I don't feel like it's binding. Wait a minute. I don't feel like it's binding. There's number 2. And there's number 1. And they all feel springy. What do they call it? The jiggle test? Yeah, I was watching the video about the jiggle test yesterday. That one, what is that one? It feels like number 4, I think. Let's see. Whatever it is, it feels like it's binding. Let's see what we get going here. Okay, there was a click there. Okay, that's number 4. Okay. Okay, that's number 3. That's that long pin in there. I can feel that. It feels like it's binding now. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, did it move? Wait a minute, I think I slipped off of it. Come on. What's going on with that? Wait a minute. Oh. No, I was mistaken. That is not pin number 3. That feels like maybe the side warding. I got my pick caught on. Okay, that feels like number 2. Yeah, we don't feel any give on that either. That's it. All right. Uh-oh. And I've got very light tension on there. That's pin, should be pin 1 right there. Oh, yep, we got a little small click out of there. Okay, back down to number 5. Let's see what's going on. Is that number 5? I think it is. Yeah, I don't feel nothing on there. It feels like it's totally frozen up. Come out just a little bit. I don't know what's going on inside this lock. Okay, there's that long one. Barely got any tension on it. That was me just sliding off the side of the pin. I felt like. Okay, there's a click. Ooh, goodness. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that felt like a serrated pin. And I'll go ahead and tell you. Ooh, that was a click. Goodness. Okay, that right there feels springy. What is that? Is that number 5 or number 4? It's kind of hard to tell back here. It feels like number 5, maybe. Or is that number 4? Maybe that's number 4. Whatever it is, it's springy. It seems to me as if I can still, it's not set at all. I can still feel the spring. You know what I'm saying? So it's not set. Same way with that one. And I'll tell you like this, I don't claim to be an expert, and I will take that tension wrench out and reset the entire lock, start over. I do that quite often. Okay, that feels, let's try this again. Okay. Yeah, this, I don't know. Here, let's reset this thing. Like I said, I'm not an expert. Let's just, how about this? I stop talking, and I just start picking. Yeah, I have a feeling, I don't feel any, like, counter rotation on spool pins. So I have a feeling this has probably got serrated pins in it. And if that's the case, I'm not going to gut it today, but if that's the case, I'll, most likely not. This is going to be a booger pick. It's going to be a fail. But we ain't said that yet. I'm going to call this one serrated pins. I got some little clicks out of it. Yeah, that one right there feels like it don't want to move at all. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna call this a booger pick. I got 5 minutes left. How about this? With that 5 minutes, let's take that other one, even though it's got the crazy looking bidding, and see what we can do with that. Like I said, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm new, learning and all this. Let's put this one in there. Look at that. Yeah, it looks like the same QA. It's got an A on here. Does anybody know if this there's an A right here. Does anybody know if that's got to do with the keyway type of this? Like I said, I'm learning. I'm trying to learn some of this stuff. And let's just see. Oh yeah, let's just go with this one. Hopefully we can get some clickety clicks. Okay. Oof. Yeah, I think this is gonna have serrated pins in it also. Yeah, that's what that sounds like in there. Because I still ain't figured out how to actually respond to these security pins. I'm not sure if I'm identifying them correctly either, but that's what that sounds like. I watched a video yesterday and was talking about the security pins and or serrated pins, and you'll move up from one serration to the next, and it'll get a slight click, and you'll think, hey, there's your click. But if you push on it again, it'll do it again, and it's the one serration. It's going the shear line, serration to serration to serration. You see what I'm saying? And they said that once you actually get it to the division between the driver pin and the key pin, there'll be a very distinct click as opposed to what you're feeling when the serrations are passing over that shear line, the binding of the shear line, so to speak, if that makes sense. So, like I said, I'm still trying to, but this doesn't seem like, let's do this one more time. Let's reach in there and see. I see that these are security pins. And I'll most likely make another video just to see if these are security pins. Okay, see, there was a click. Let's just keep pushing on that and see what happens. See how? Another click, and another click. Feels like serrated pins. Great, I've identified a serrated pin. Now, how do I respond to it? That's what I need to learn. Anybody got links to videos on how? Help me. Because I'm trying to learn all this stuff. See, it just feels like, that one feels springy. Yeah. I'm gonna call this one a booger pick also. Oh, wait a minute, I felt some rotation on that one. That don't mean anything though. I probably just overset every single pin in there. One of them set right, but most of them are overset, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't feel anything. I got 20 seconds. Now, I don't even know if that alarm's going to go off on that thing, but I can see it out of the corner of my eye. Let's see, if that alarm goes off, we'll call it a Booger Pick. If it doesn't go off, we're gonna call it a Booger Pick. Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say something we always remember. Always remember this. Even though, this is the way I look at it, positive, 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 even though I didn't get the clickety clicks, I get the locks open. I did, in a way, you know, added to the knowledge of identifying serrated pins. I'm going to call these both serrated pins. And I'll be straight up. I don't know what to do with them. I mean, I can at least identify them. So I say. I may be completely wrong. But at least that's a step in the right direction. Makes sense? I can identify potentially that these are serrated pins. Now, how do I react to the serrated pins to get the lock open? Don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far. So, with that said, if anybody has got any links, videos, tips, suggestions, leave it in the comments below. Please, please, please. That's what this channel is here for. To share our knowledge and to help me get better and help everybody get better. I mean, we are a community, so let's help each other. But with that said, like I said, I'll share the links to the eBay where these are, 2 locks are on eBay. Like I said, if they're still available, I think it was a lady, I don't know. But she had blues and she had the reds, and you know, they were fairly cheap price. I'll leave a link to this little roll I got here. But with that, I say like I always say, keep it safe, keep it legal, and good picking. Booger Picker out.